Yo, what's up? It's your boy Star Coach, and I'm back here with another video. Now, this is going to be a big chapter review. Like, it's going to be my Phantom Seer chapter 1 through 5 review and discussion. Because, honestly, I was planning on doing it by chapter. Then I recorded the video, then, I'm pessimistic about how I record something and I don't like it, then I end up like deleting it like 47 times. That's just how I am. But so like here I'm in like on the fifth chapter day release of it. This is being like uploaded, like recorded like later. So like, I'll try to upload it like as soon as I get done with this recording and put the video together and stuff like that. So not as soon as I get done because I got another video that I got to record, but that's a lot of other stuff. But so yeah, this is Phantom Seer. If you don't know what Phantom Seer is, you should really go read it. But like this will contain spoilers, so I suggest you go read it because it's actually a good series and it has a good start to it. But also, yeah, if you don't want to get spoiled, you should click out the video. I will have like a thing at the beginning of you know to let you know like there'll be spoilers ahead. But yeah, if you pass that somehow like by some way, then yeah, just click off the video by now because I'm gonna start spoiling stuff. But yeah, I'm doing a big chapter review, which is chapter 1 through 5, and now like and it's honestly kind of works out this way because like chapter 1 through 5 has been like introducing certain little things I could talk in fully now, like talking like it kind of connect the dots to certain things, and how it's structured and certain stuff like that I can talk about a little bit better than just doing in one chapter a week. But yeah, honestly, from the first 5 chapters, I pretty much get the way it's starting out is kind of showing a little bit more about like the power system more than just anything else, like how certain things, how certain things work, and introducing them way into, way more techniques and stuff like that. And that's kind of what I like to see from Exorcist type manga, because honestly, there's so much things they can do with characters, and such as like, there's so many great things and aspects about that type of, storyline and like that type of power system that you can take out and make a character interesting. How it works, you can fill with it as much as you want to, and honestly, I fall in love with concepts and power systems like that because they make sense at the same time, but also they are so like diverse with how they can be used within the story, such as like Blue Exorcist, and Tokyo Ravens are two like series I fell in love with that have that aspect of the Exorcist in them, and the way that each techniques are used is so different from the other. Just like in this situation, I want to see them kind of divulge a little bit more about all the techniques and stuff like that. But I feel like that'll pretty much be a lot like let's think like the next kind of other Aces manga that's going weekly right now is by Gege, which is JJK, and I feel like it's honestly in the same vein of Exorcist because I never thought about it like that until like I started going back and actually just thinking about the concept of curses and stuff, how they work. And that's exactly, it's kind of like the same thing. It works like in the same vein. It's like an exorcist, slamming demons and stuff like that. It kind of operates in that same playing field. But yeah, like I said, it has competition, but I want to see how different it is from the JJK and how much of the techniques and stuff I can get while doing that. But now that's like my like kind of least favorite thing. I say my least favorite, but my least favorite thing that I personally like to talk about. Like, I can love the power system of the series, but if I talk about it, like, I don't like talking about it too much because of power scales for obvious reasons. I really just don't like power scaling. I like, I can like how freely and diverse techniques and stuff are and how they can be used and how much a creator can use out of a simple starting point of a power system, stuff like that, and how it affects the story. That's stuff I like to talk about. But once you get too in like the power skill and you get to too into like I'm in power stuff like that, you get way deep in there and stuff like that. So honestly, that's just one part that I really don't like about it. But now on to the other parts that I really want to talk about. As far as like the first kind of chapter is the first few chapters and the let me get my words down straight. The first 5 chapters, in my opinion, kind of give you that tease of what characters are kind of capable of, and I mean not power wise, but more character wise. And honestly, I feel like within the first 5 chapters, I feel like this archetypes are getting introduced into where like if they don't get axed and get to be able to move farther in the story, that how how they act, how they can get way better now. Because honestly, what I'm seeing right now is like the main character, the guy, is kind of like it's kind of playing the role, like same kind of role as Kentucky, where he's this character that has so much power and has these has all this astounding names and stuff about him and his family and stuff like that that he has done and how much power he has. He's talked about like as a prodigy and stuff like that. So honestly, when I say something like a Kentucky kind of role, like Kentucky in the series, we didn't really know much about him, or like, and we just kept on. We know that like there are flashbacks and stuff like that. We know that like there's like little stuff like that, but we never really just saw Kentucky. Kentucky's like stuff like that until we start getting teased and arcs, series arcs. So like I feel like honestly, once we get more to know him, I feel like honestly, I hope that's kind of how he's written, because I feel like honestly, a lot of people, like a lot of authors, just love to dump everything in front of them, and then like they never become like stay interesting as a main character, and they start but honestly, I kind of like the little hints that are we getting about some of his true characters, certain stuff like that, like him like wanting to actually protect her instead of like being afraid of his sister like he was like the first two chapters and stuff like that. I feel like honestly I can see him being that character that is kind of different from the rest of the shonen protagonists. Is Well, I say different, but there is, like us. I mean, like not us, but in Gentoki, and where like he's like character, like a lot of his character attributes, character writing and stuff like that is teased throughout the story, each arc of how he used to be or stuff like that, and we get like when it all comes together by the end of the series, if we do get to manage to get to the end of the series, everything just feels so much, and he's such a complete character by then. And honestly, for the girl main character, I'm not good at the names yet. You gotta give me a little bit of time before I just like start sprouting names out like that. But I feel like honestly she can be potentially a more character, because honestly I feel like she always has that mentality of like wanting to help people, but I also want to see how well, like how far she can get by using any means possible. Like honestly, I'm not expecting her to be super strong, especially from the power she got is like a curse. But I kind of want to see how she's kind of how she uses that power to save people in a certain type of way. Like there's certain characters that only powers are to detect stuff. Like the bullshit detector from Kadara's game is pretty used. Is if in standard is not really a great power, like compared to like Kaname's wanting to be willing to be making guns, Suchon's water, the chains and stuff like that, all those other sequels. But I feel like we use by him, he has been so much help. So honestly, I want to see how she uses the kind of power slash curse. Give it to her, I say curse because it's not really a beneficial all the time, because she does end up sometimes hurting people when she tried to help them. And I want to see how she can control it, but honestly, I kind of want to see how her character progresses to that. And now we kind of got like the character just like a kind of a rival. I don't know what you would call certain characters that like are rivals, but kind of not like rivals. Like they're not like the main right. Like they are with the characters. Like they don't like working with a certain character, but they end up being but like VG doesn't. Goku's like a rivalry. Like they have a reason why they want to beat each other. I feel like honestly with him, it's kind of more like he hates to see the power that the main character has go to waste. That's kind of how the feeling I get from him. Like he hates to see that kind of go to waste and stuff like that. And that's kind of like honestly, and from his moves and stuff like that, I feel like he's gonna be a really likable character. Like I feel like honestly they have a beef, but it's more like a beef where it's like not I'm gonna be better than you. I'm not gonna do like not like that, but it's more like a I don't like you because you let this go to waste. And I feel like honestly that's kind of a hard relationship to fight. Like honestly it's not set in stone yet, but that's how I feel right now. Like from the way I view the character, because when he told us that he hated him, I feel like honestly it's kind of because he has like so much potential and power that he's gonna let him go to waste instead of using the either help people or like you know just use in general. And honestly, I feel like that's the kind of relationship I get from the character where they're a team up, but like they're not really rivals and not trying to really beat each other. But the character is like getting angry because he's not using his power to like the full potential or something like that. But that's kind of how I feel and stand on that right there, as far as like the character relationship. And the sister, I feel like honestly the sister is probably gonna be my biggest intrigue point for the next few chapters. How does she fit into the grand scheme of the world of exorcism and stuff like that? That's how I feel about her. Like honestly, she has probably got to be the biggest tease and like that got me interested more into the story. Like she kind of cute, but that's not the only reason. But I feel like honestly, there's way more that I could sense from a character. Honestly, I don't think she'll be like like how do I put it? Like I feel like she'll be a background character for like, but the first few arcs if they do get past like the first big arc, or if they actually don't get axed. Like all this is hinging on me expecting Phantom Seer not to get axed, and I feel like they won't with everything, such as the Act A situation, Yabe ending, Haikyuu ending last month. I feel like honestly there's a lot of things that can stay, and I feel like with the certain escape, I feel like Phantom Saber has a great chance to be able to stay in there, stay in that little rotation where it can get those few arcs and stuff like that, and be able to actually finish the story. I hope that's how it is without getting rushed to the end like Tokyo Shinobi Strikers or like Hell Warden Higuma. But honestly, I feel like it's a great little series and stuff like that, but what I was about to say. Oh yeah, I'll continue about the series. Continue about the sister. Honestly, I can feel her playing like behind the scenes for the first few arcs, and then being more involved as far as a character and as far as a mentor and stuff like that. I feel like she'll probably be a mentor to or a storyteller in a far like Zoom A is in even zero to a certain extent. Like where she'll not really a narrator, but like be able to tell the story of the brother of to the girl MC. But honestly, I gotta get these names down packed. But I'll probably get the names down packed by the next time I do like a big chapter review of this series. But yeah, honestly, I feel like this series is a really great series from Jump, and I feel like honestly it has so much potential. But we know how Shonen Jump is with potential. A lot of times, it ends up getting stopped short before they ever had time to bloom. Because let's be honest, like out of all the series that certain series I can see why it got why it got X. But honestly, I feel like there's a lot of series right now, especially with there being an even playing field with three of their biggest newcomer series, and one of the older, one of the vets just now retired and into the series in there with Haikyuu. I feel like there's a lot of chance for a series to make their mark and make their impact and be able to stay in that lineup weekly where people can read it. And I feel like Phantom Seer has a place among them. Like I said, I just hope they don't squander potential, because honestly, this series has a lot of potential, and I know with there being like maybe maybe two more Exorcist or three actually Exorcist series running and Jump, 2 monthly and 1 weekly with JJK. I feel like honestly I want to see this series separate itself from the pack. Not saying that it'll be better than JJK and nothing like that, but I want to see how it does this same the concept of exorcism kind of way different than it does with Blue Exorcist, Twin Star Exorcist, and JJK. I want to see how different we can get with this series and how much whether it's in technique, story wise, arc wise. I just want to see how this stuff how it takes form. Now, what I really want to now I'm to the segment where I really want to give my thoughts on what I really want to kind of like a prediction, where like not really prediction, but my what I really want to have on the series. Honestly, what I want from like the next few chapters is kind of to go into like is more characters, or maybe how far what place does exorcism play in the world, like kind of like how in certain series, there's like this head honcho group above, like maintaining certain things, or like is it a secretive society where people don't really know about it, and where like if a human comes in contact, their memory has to be erased. I feel like honestly, I want to see kind of the world building aspect, maybe after like the chapter, because they're in the middle of a fight right now with the with that with the things that are happening right now. So maybe after that chapter, I want to see how like they could diverge into like how the world works with the exorcism, whether even if it's like a secret society where everything is pretty much here. I want to really see how exorcists play a role in the world, and I want to see is there any more is there ranks and there's stuff like that, the way that the system is built up. I kind of really want to see that. I know that that's a lot to divulge, and like the next maybe 5 chapters, but I feel like honestly as long as they start on it and give I feel like honestly the first few chapters and stuff like that, the first 10 chapters, I feel like all should be stuff that where what you want to do with your story is kind of put into like the premise, and certain things that you really want to expand further on. So like make a little settlement in these first few chapters to the point where you can grow them later on, even if you don't like them right now. I feel like this honestly, like, that's kind of how I really want to like. That's how I really want to like see the world building and stuff like that. As far as like how they impact, how the system works, how high of a standing like does this exorcism have in the world, and stuff like that. But honestly, I kind of also want to see more introductions to characters. Honestly, I feel like intro characters. I mean, character intros are like a must for the beginning of the series. I want to see how well and different the characters are. I want to see how many more characters that know his past will come forward, like how they know who he is and stuff like that. Not really tell the whole story because I still want to keep that teasing aspect of the main character, but kind of like want to see how more like people has he affected by his comments and stuff like that back in the day and stuff like that. People he used to know and stuff like that. So honestly, as far as that it goes, I also want to kind of see like her, get a little bit more used to being stuff like that, because I really don't want her to be a damsel in distress throughout the whole series. So I really want to see her grow a little bit more. I don't need like character growth in like how I put like character. I even like just a little like a little setup, plot progression or something like that, character progression and stuff like that. Even it doesn't have to be full now either way, but like a little settlement into that, like that 6 to 10 chapter range. But yeah, honestly, like I said, it's a great series, and I feel like it has a lot of potential. It does have a lot of competition with the stuff it's going through. But honestly, I feel like Phantom Seer does have a dog in this fight, and I feel like it should be given the same amount of praise as series like Marshall and certain, let me see. It's not Spy and Family, but like the other series that I really thought was gonna have a lot of potential is actually going through on its first, what had its like first anniversary. So I feel like honestly it does have a dog in this fight, and it's probably one that I like out of the new series that I have seen or read. I feel like honestly series has the most potential to me because I like it. I think I like it the most. But yeah. What are your thoughts on this? Like, what are your thoughts on Phantom Seer? If you haven't, like, if you read it, like, what do you want to see from it? And, like, do you want me to cover it, like, any other videos or stuff like that about the series? But, yeah, honestly, this is, like, a big review / discussion. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been trying to get this video out for, like, a while, like I say with my other videos. But, like, I'm so pessimistic about the way I sound and stuff like that. But yeah, if you like this video, can you give it a thumbs up? Share the video with other people. If you're new here, if you like this content, can you subscribe? May you subscribe. But if you like this content, if you want to see more content, you can comment down below what you want to see at the end of this video. And, I have the other series. If you really want to watch my Maganka highlights, I should have a Isayama and Hiramashima video, like, in a while. And I have another series, Danganronpa, which I'm pretty much going to be uploading the same day as this one. So, honestly, if you want to see more videos like that, or you want to see some of my Black Clover older videos, like, honestly, I have those playlists. I have the Black Clover playlist and stuff like that, if you really want to see those. But, yeah, that's enough about that. This has been Stark OJ. Peace. Stark OJ. Peace. Stark OJ. Peace.